Hello everybody and welcome to day 22 of Vlogmas. Today is a Q&A and oh my gosh, after this video there's only 2 days left. 2 days left of Vlogmas 2018. It's been good, I think. It's a little challenging at times. Creating a video every day is a lot of work, especially when you want to kind of wind down at night and start to relax. No, you have to edit a video for 2 to 3 hours, upload, promote, and do all that good stuff. What I got next to me is just a stack of discs. These really sweet. Oh gosh, my set's falling apart. I tried to decorate a little bit just to make it look a little bit better. But I have 2 crowned eagles, purple. These are beautiful. I don't even know what to say, but they're amazing. Might as well jump into the comments. I have 14 comments to read off, and sorry if your comment did not get picked. All right, so let's jump in to the action. Andrew Wallen is our first question asker, and he wrote, would you consider doing one-on-one lessons as you travel the nation? If so, what would you charge to make it worth your while? I get this question a lot. I don't really have time to do one-on-one lessons. I've done it maybe 2 or 3 times, but at the end of the day, it's difficult because you're only helping one person at a time. It would be much more worth my while to, let's say, do a clinic, run an event somewhere where I can reach a broader audience of people. So at least right now, I will not offer any one-on-one lessons. All right, let's go to the next question. Thank you, Andrew, for your question. The next question is by Frank Bennett. He asks, who throws further, you or Simon? I say it's pretty equal when we're not throwing 360s, but when Simon decides to throw a 360 drive, his technique on a 360 is the best in the world, maybe second best. You got to remember David Wiggins, he's a complete beast. But non-360, I think it's pretty even, but when the new disc comes out, then he doesn't have a chance against me. All right, moving on. Next question by Oscar Sanchez. Why do you always wear sunglasses when you play? Are they prescribed or something? They are not prescribed. It's basically a superstition at this point. There's been times where I really don't need to wear sunglasses, and I'll wear them even when I don't need them, just because I'm so used to having them on my face and they make me feel comfortable. The only time I really won't wear them if it's really raining or it's like very dark out. But if it's a little bit low light, maybe a little bit overcast, but you can still get by, I'm always gonna have sunglasses on. It's kind of my style. All right, next question. Striker R2 asks, what was the moment, if there was one, in your early days when throwing felt like it clicked? I know for me, having only played a little over a year, it was last winter and I just threw a flat drive straight at the pin. And my brain just kind of figured out how to throw from then on. Good luck this next season. I'm rooting for you big time. This is a great question. For me, the biggest click was when someone taught my dad and myself how to throw with a power grip and reaching your arm straight across your chest and pulling straight through. That really felt like a click. But then the next one was, it was way back in the day. I was maybe not 10 years old. It was at the Hook the Chinook disc golf tournament at Harlow Platts, my home course. They had a distance competition. I was throwing a 150 Valkyrie, and I was the first one to throw off the distance competition with probably like, I don't know, 20 to 30 people getting ready to throw. I threw a 360, threw it like 350 feet. Just completely unleashed one. It was a downhill hole, but whatever. And everyone just started cheering, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Yeah, that was a big click. That's when I realized that I could make discs do like cool things. So yeah, thanks for the question, Striker. Next question. Oh, this is a long one. Brian Schweinhardt asks, Genetic engineers announced that they have developed a so-called super gorilla. Though the animal cannot speak, it has a sign language lexicon of over 12,000 words, an IQ of almost 85, and most notably, a vague sense of self-awareness. Oddly, the creature who weighs 700 pounds becomes fascinated by football. The gorilla aspires to play the game at the highest level and quickly develops the rudimentary skills of the defensive end. ESPN analysis Tom Jackson speculates that the gorilla would be borderline unblockable and would likely average 6 sacks a game, although Jackson concedes the beast might be susceptible to counters and misdirection plays. Meanwhile, the gorilla made it clear he would never intentionally injure an opponent. You are the commissioner of the NFL. Would you allow this gorilla to sign with the Cleveland Browns? Did you hear that? I need help on this one. If I'm the NFL commissioner, would I let a gorilla play in the league? Is it just one? This is a tough question. This is the toughest question I ever faced. Sure, let the gorilla play. If he's not gonna hurt anybody, but be a beast, I like it. Great question. Thank you, Brian Schweinhardt. And moving on, Stephen Hohenholt asked, so obviously you can't win as many tournaments without having a really strong games. What part of your game do you feel like you need to improve to do well, perhaps win, or have a top 5 at every single tournament? The mental game, putting game, approach game, driving game, maybe even strategy game, or do you go for top 5 or a win at every single tournament? Thanks for today's vlog, Eagle. Probably, okay, this is gonna sound a little bit cocky, but I really don't think like any specific shot of mine needs to get better per se, just more consistent, which I guess means better in some roundabout way. I'm just really focusing on being able to execute my approach shots, putt upwards of 90% in the circle every event, just not throw out of bounds. So if you can stay on top of those things, it's really important. And basically, when I go out to a field, or almost, I'd say 8 to 9 times out of 10, I'm doing exactly what I want on the course. But the thing that holds me back is fatigue, your mental game, and maybe not being strong enough. So it's always strengthening your mental game. That includes strategy, whatever else, and being strong. And that's why I'm working out a lot right now. If you can have better endurance and be more coordinated with your muscles, then you're gonna probably achieve better shots more times than not. So, good question. Thanks, Stephen. Next question is by Glenn Reiser. Q&A. I apologize if this is a sensitive subject, but I've never heard anything about your mother. Is it possible for you to share anything? Thanks and love the Vlogmas. I'm going to miss it when it's over. So, fun fact, or I don't know how fun of a fact it is, but when I was 9 years old, like right when I was getting into disc golf, like I probably like 2 weeks into playing disc golf, my mom had an accident at Harbin Hot Springs in Northern California by Mount Shasta, and unfortunately passed away. So kind of right when she died, that's right when disc golf came into my life and kind of really took off the edge of losing her. So without disc golf, I don't know how I would have coped with everything, but it's been a really great journey, and it really brought me closer to my dad having disc golf with me. So there's your answer. My mom passed away when I was 9 years old in an unfortunate accident at a hot springs. All right, thanks for the question, Glenn Reiser, and moving on. Troy McAllister asks, so I travel a ton for my job all over the country and fly everywhere. I typically only bring a work backpack and a carry-on. I don't check any bags. So my question to you is, when you're flying to different states or countries to play different events, how do you pack/travel with your discs? Any recommendations? I find that mine will get bent or warped during the travel process. Do you find that one disc has been warped or bent? Okay, this is a question I get pretty frequently. Little fun fact, on like Southwest, United, or pretty much any of the major airlines, you can use your disc golf bag as your carry-on. I've never once had an issue with it. It fits up top, and it should, usually you can squeeze it into one of those like baggage measurement things or whatever right by the the door to get onto the aircraft. But with your checked baggage, it's a little bit more difficult to kind of figure out the right way to position the discs in your suitcase. I think it's important to find a suitcase that allows your discs to stand up vertically and just try to get them to sit level with each other or sit flush with each other's rims as best as you can. Maybe kind of position things just so they don't move anywhere. Yeah, I mean, I usually, when I travel like Europe, I probably bring anywhere from 10 to 15 backups in my luggage, and I probably stuff a good 5 to 6 extra discs in my normal golf bag for my my carry-on. So hopefully that helps, and thank you, Troy, for the message. Alan Diltz writes, question, because they are cohesive. Eagle, does your state of consciousness ever fluctuate during the gameplay? E.g., you start off hot at 4 down through 5, feeling like you're going to slay the course, then out of nowhere, it falls apart for 7 consecutive holes, and now you're at +2 feeling like your game is garbage? If so, what techniques do you use to overcome / reverse this state of consciousness? Alan, this is a very tough thing to overcome, and I'm not sure like how to go about it all the time, but for me personally, I had watching sports in there and I lost my train of thought. So like, I think it's really important to have a game plan. We're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave it. Have a game plan and stick to it regardless of what happens. If you're 4 down through 5, then that's great. But if you're set, you missed the next 7 holes, you bogey it, that's great too. If you're going according to your game plan and you trust in the process, then that should give you peace of mind enough to end strong or continue or carry on to the next round with a positive mindset. So that's what I like to do. Sometimes it fails, but for the most part, having a game plan has only been a positive for me. So hopefully that helps. Thanks for the question, Alan. All right, this is a classic. This is a good old question. Aaron Vickers writes, what do you like most about disc golf? There is so many things I love about disc golf, but he asked, what do I like most about disc golf? And currently, my favorite thing about disc golf is how it challenges me to become a better athlete, find my craft, and pretty much make me a better person. I feel usually when my game is at its strongest, it's when I'm living the best life I can outside of disc golf. So like, it's not about just how you play on the disc golf course, it's about how you handle yourself off the disc golf course. So if you're focused and very deliberate about how you live your life on a day-to-day basis, then it'll translate into your disc golf game. It's a great way to gauge how you are feeling, how you are living, and how everything is kind of culminating together on your day-to-day life. And I really love that about the sport, disc golf. It's great. You should try it. Zach Bowler is our next question asker. If you had to choose one mold from Discmania to make your signature besides the ones you already have, what would it be and why? Oh, well, it would be the new, wait, huh? The new what? I'm not sure. That's a tough question, but I've had some dreams a few nights ago about this new disc that might come out someday that's really, really good, and I'd probably pick that one. Landon Giles Vlogs, right? Why are you growing your hair out? It's because I look terrible with short hair. I look like a 12-year-old. I think having a little bit longer hair makes me look a little bit better personally. But as soon as I can grow a beard, I don't know, maybe if I get my braces off, that's when I'll go short hair. I'll completely reinvent myself at some times, but right now, I'm the eagle that I am. Does that make sense? Sure it does. Mike Knackle asks, do you think with Wysocki and Macbeth changing companies that this will be an advantage for you in the 2019 season? Peace. I think it could be an advantage. I know learning a whole new array of discs for Paul and Ricky is going to be a little bit difficult, but not too difficult because they're two of the best disc golfers that have ever lived. Personally, I think Paul throwing a force instead of a destroyer, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve there, because what I remember the force is that it doesn't have that straight finish that a destroyer does, so certain shots might tail off a little bit earlier than he might be used to, and the putters are different, but I don't think it's anything that he can't adjust to. And with Ricky, he adapted his putt so well to the dagger, but I mean, I imagine that wherever he's going, he's gonna find a putter that works well for him just because he's such a good putter. But I think there'll be a little bit of a learning curve, but we'll see. All right, and the last question, which is the winner of yesterday's giveaway. So the person who asked this last question is the winner of this PD, and that person is Timothy Clement. So message me on Instagram or Facebook to redeem your new favorite disc. Yeah, let's get to the question. Timothy Clement asked, what has been the toughest thing you've had to overcome while being a pro, and how did you overcome it? For me, it was probably the 2017 season, because 2017 was the year where I came really close to winning probably 2 or 3 different events, but I always fell short. And at the time, it made me think I was a better player than I was. So going into like the next event, it affected my mindset greatly, because when I started to mess up, I got upset. I'm like, this shouldn't happen. I'm better than this. I should be right at the top. What that did is kind of sent me for a whirlwind in my head, and it was really difficult to come out of. In the 2018 season, I came back after being in Switzerland, and I really capitalized on it. And I just kind of cleared my mind and figured out a way of not caring at all what I do, but also caring a lot, caring in the right way. It's really hard to talk about because it doesn't really make sense, but it was finding a level of that tenacity and the drive to want to be the best, but also just being calm, collected, and not having a worry in the world. It's a weird balance between the two, but once you can find it, that's the way you want to be. Or at least the way I want to be. All right, guys. Well, we have 2 more days of Vlogmas, and I'm gonna give away, for day 23, I'm gonna give away 2 discs. I'm giving away a G-Line CD2 and a Santa Stamp Swirly S-Line PD2. This thing is really sweet, and a $10 off coupon for a $50 more purchase from Discmania coupon. If you want to win this, please write in the comments. Please write in the comments. Dad, what should they write in the comments?
What should they write in the comments?
Yeah.
What is their favorite Christmas movie?
What is your favorite Christmas movie? Okay, thanks, Dad. Thanks for filming in. If it's the same as mine, you may win it. Well, same as my dad's? All right, okay. If it's the same as my dad's Christmas movie, favorite Christmas movie, then you may win these discs. Comment down below. Thank you all for watching. The reason I'm giving away 2 discs for tomorrow is because I'm giving away a very, 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 very special disc on the 24th day of Vlogmas. On the 24th day of Vlogmas, my new favorite disc came to me. Can't say that part. Can't say that part. But until then, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. And until tomorrow, which will be my dad's in the bag, keep on dreaming. Peace.